The greatest regret of my life began with one brief, reckless mistake. The morning I received the divorce papers, I woke up with a heavy awareness that something in my life had shifted forever. He wasn't there beside me. I ached for the sound of his laugh, the warmth of his voice, and the familiar comfort of his scent. After 14 years of marriage, my husband was gone. How could a single lapse in judgment destroy everything we had built? Let me tell you how it happened. Before I begin, if you want to protect your own life from unraveling the way mine did, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Every day, we share real-life lessons learned the hard way. Share your thoughts in the comments about the painful truths I'm about to reveal, and please support me by liking this video. Now that you're here, this is my story. My husband and I are both 36. We've been together for 16 years, married for 14, and we have two wonderful daughters, ages 13 and 12. About 3 months ago, I made a mistake I'll regret forever. I slept with a coworker, just once, and the guilt hit me immediately. I still can't fully explain why I did it. Outwardly, I might say it was because I felt unnoticed and undervalued, buried in work and daily responsibilities. But I know that's not the real reason. I'm trying to uncover the truth in therapy. We met in college and quickly became inseparable. He was my best friend and my great love. We traveled together, dreamed together, and built a home filled with joy. When our daughters were born, our bond only deepened. We faced hardships side by side, always supporting each other. But as time went on, work stress and parenting pressures started pulling us apart. We talked less, touched less, and I found myself longing for the closeness we once had. So when a coworker showed interest, I let myself get swept up in what felt like a brief escape from my loneliness. The very next day, I confessed to my husband because the shame was too much to bear. At first, he was stunned into silence. Then came the angry words I knew I deserved. I told him it had begun with harmless flirting that spiraled into something I never should have allowed. In that moment, I wished a car had hit me instead. I cut all ties with my coworker and handed my phone to my husband to prove I'd do whatever it took to regain his trust. I told him I'd understand if he wanted a divorce, but I was deeply sorry and ready to fight for us. My husband isn't the kind of man who gives second chances easily, even to friends. He said he wanted a divorce, but then the pandemic lockdown began, forcing us to live under the same roof for 2 more months without finalizing anything. That first month was brutally cold. He only spoke to me about our daughters, and I slept on the couch to give him space. I reminded him that if he ever wanted to work through this, I was willing to try. He kept his distance and sometimes said things that stung. But in the second month, something shifted. He started chatting about everyday things again. We watched movies as a family. I felt the tiniest spark of hope. Slowly, our friendship seemed to resurface. One night, he even asked me to share the bed again. I encouraged him to open up about anything on his mind, and little by little, we started to reconnect. We spent more time together as a family, and I began to believe we could heal, though I wished I'd suggested marriage counseling earlier. Then came the moment I regret the most. One evening, after a couple of drinks in our bedroom, we were laughing at a joke. I climbed onto his lap, and our eyes locked. We kissed, deeply, just like we did when we were young. But then he pulled away, tears in his eyes, asking me to stop. Seeing that raw pain reminded me just how much damage I'd done. I apologized, and we went to bed. But I knew I might have shattered whatever progress we'd made. 2 days later, he told me he wanted to move forward with the divorce. No matter the progress of the past weeks, he just couldn't make it work. I said I understood, though inside I wanted to beg him to stay. We'd already agreed on fair divorce terms. Before he left for a trip, we packed his bags together, hugging through our tears. When he returned, I felt both happy and heartbroken to see him. We exchanged polite smiles, small talk, and then he took the girls. And today, the divorce papers arrived. My chest feels hollow knowing I've lost my best friend because of my own foolishness. I miss his laugh echoing through the room, I miss him. The worst part is knowing I caused him so much pain. If I could erase that night, I would. But I can't. So here I am, pouring my heart out on Reddit, tears on my cheeks, knowing nothing can undo the past. I just wish he could understand how truly sorry I am, and how completely devoted I'd be if he ever gave me another chance. I love him with everything I have, and I'd give anything to have him back.